This meeting of the International Justice Commission is now called to order. Please, state your name and call sign for the record.
Acting Commander Vivian Chase. Call sign Sojourn.
How did you come to join Overwatch?
My unit of the Canadian Special Forces teamed up with Overwatch during the Omnic Crisis. Jack Morrison and I worked well together. And after the war, he reached out.
Can you give us some examples of duties you performed?
Whatever was needed. Sometimes I ran point for our agents in the field. Other times I commanded the operation. No matter what their mission was, mine was to bring every last one of them home.
It sounds like you hoped for the impossible.
I know, but they gave me the impossible every single day. It was the honor of a lifetime to have served with Overwatch. But you can love a thing with your whole heart and still know it's time to say goodbye. Even the best journeys end. But a new one is right around the corner. And you never know where that road is gonna take you.
Sojourn. Engaging. The world could always use more heroes. If only it were that easy. After all, heroes aren't born. They're made. Attack with me! Not on my watch.
I cannot be stopped!
Canadian hospitality.
Enemy forces incoming! I'll clear a path!
Sojourn. Engaging. Coming through! Ha! Disrupting. Breaking them down. Nice work, team. Keep it moving.
We're playing by my rules.
Railgun powered and ready to fight. Now or never. Never tell me the odds. I already know them.
Which one's your favorite? Mine's Tracer. She's like, cheers, love, the cavalry's here. You're one of those heroes, aren't you?
Before me, I see the future. Human. Machine.
You know there's more out there, don't you?
Even the best journeys end. But a new one is right around the corner.
Ever strike!
I am your queen! Let's take him to the Wasteland!
One punch is all I need.
Nice work, team. Keep it moving.
I cannot wait to push. Draw. Yippee-ki-yay!
Boom, baby!
Check me out.
Do something!
Get in there. It takes a team to tango.
This one?
1, 2, 3, 4!
No Wastelander has ever made it to the reckoning before. But here I am. A free-for-all with 0 rules. And the survivor gets the throne.
Welcome back, Chunker Jack.
King Howell has never lost. Not in 13 years of rule.
On the battlefield.
Not until today.
The reckoning begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Did you really think this would be a fair fight?
Winston?
What's on your mind, May?
Do we have enough people for this mission?
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine. If you're going to show, now would be a good time.
Attention! This is your captain speaking. We are on final approach to Paris.
That's our cue.
You may now power on your electronic devices. Weather is mostly cloudy, with a 100% chance of null sector invasion. Winston, clear as a spot to land. We'll be right behind you.
You better be.
Why is null sector attacking now?
I don't know, May. But the people down there need help. And right now, we are all they've got. Bonjour, officer. We're here to help.
C'était un singe?
Good work, May.
Thanks! Watch your back!
Get the civilians to the ship!
You got it! What was that?
Take cover!
She needs help. We can't stay here.
Tracer. Get everyone out of here. I'll hold the line.
But you said to stick together.
Don't worry. I'll be right behind you.
You'd better be.
Let's get you back in the fight.
Interlock shields!
How are we going to stop this thing?
May, your backpack!
Huh? That could work! Trissa, pause bomb! Here you go!
This is getting hot!
Ready!
Come on!
Right! Got it!
Victory is ours, my friends!
Hi, Lena. Brigitte? Oh my gosh, you've grown! Oh, everyone, this is May. Hi, everyone.
Nice to meet you.
Reinhardt.
Good to have you on board.
Thank you.
Monsieur, does this mean Overwatch is back?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Welcome back, everybody, to another of our Overwatch 2 playtests featuring the San Francisco Shock and the Dallas Fuel. This was shot in Hawaii during the playoffs of the 2021 season. I'm Mitch Leslie, joined here by Matt Morello, who prefers the short form of his first name, but not get that wrong. And we are in Havana at nighttime.
Yeah, if you heard New York, you understand why. But yeah, this is Havana, obviously a map from Overwatch 1, but completely new lighting, new atmosphere here at night. Just it makes it look so like it's crazy. Obviously it looks different, you know, in the nighttime, but it just makes like kind of the ambience and the mood of the whole map feel different, right? Havana, when you play it on live, very vibrant, all the colors and everything. And with the way the lighting is around the, you know, the street lamps and whatnot, it's got such an interesting, distinct look to it here now.
Yeah. And that more sort of gaudy hotel sort of, you know, epic looking building here. The lighting, of course, is much more distinct at nighttime. And again, many people will probably look at this taking a while to adjust because you just haven't really thought about what time of day it was in Havana playing all of those matches in Overwatch. And here we are. San Francisco are going to play close. They've got the May, they've got the Symmetra. This is a good old classic spawn camp attempt.
Yes, we'll get a chance here with Sparkle on offense with a look at the Bastion rework. So you see he's able to move while in the Sentry form now. Has a secondary fire that's like a grenade. It can stick to players, bounce off of walls. And then also the ultimate, the airstrike. But Glister on the Symmetra. Very effective no matter if you're playing Overwatch 1, Overwatch 2, playing close to the spawn door here on Havana.
And you can see that Immortality field is very effective, even against Bastion now being able to take his show on the road, right? Obviously, Bastion not moving all that fast during that turret mode, but being able to relocate is pretty important here. Out of the gates again. There'll still be a Bastion for Sparkle. Doha switches over to the May.
As that May wall goes up, just kind of blocks some of the damage coming in from the Bastion. You see both teams just kind of posturing now. It's a tank battle you never thought you would see, right? I know Hanbin on the right are going up against Super's Rhine. As see how aggressive they have him in. Nice pin there on the fielder. They get right up to the spawner. They're making this look easy.
It's much easier to guarantee those close range charges now because you can sort of make your course correction much quicker. Super easily finds that pin now and has already built up an Earth Shatter. So Sparkle, unsurprisingly, he's going to have to switch to the Pharaoh, but that amplification matrix means he's in deep trouble. Violet able to find the kill. The solo effort here from the Batiste.
And with the Amp Matrix, it really becomes like another damage dealer. This composition's worked wonders for the Shock, and then they've also been able to hold on to some of these ultimates, force some changes out from the players on the Dallas Fuel on the red team. Is one of the you know, best things that I think we've seen so far is you know, really well heard is how awesome the new sounds are, and the Pharah rocket launcher just sounds so sick now.
Yeah, it feels more realistic, rattly almost, not in a bad way, in a way that sort of makes sense considering just this transfer of momentum, considering you're literally firing rockets. Nice little spawn camp though. I mean, the Shock, they're able to bleed like 2 minutes plus off the clock there, playing very close to spawn. And then we get Glister on the Trace, a bit of a signature look for him.
Well, you know, it just, I think you said in one of our other casts, right? It just adds a little bit more immersion to it because you play against a Pharah Mercy, you know, on live, and obviously it's very scary because of the hero combo. But now when you see that, you know, Pharah Mercy in the sky, and I mean, maybe you deal with it as fast as Tayo did. I know most of the players don't. You hear the rockets just churning now, and it's so much scarier.
Yeah, look, I think if you're playing a DPS, you want to feel powerful, like you're having an impact, like, you know, I guess, you know, the impact you're having is proportional to, you know, the fact that you're firing rockets, right? And I definitely think that that's been captured in a big way here. Doha, this is a classic one from him. The Hanzo Dragon Strike going to go through the store here. Sound Barrier going to be used as Super sleeps it off for the time being. The cart's on the move, and, well, the Shock are in an odd position here.
Yes, this is, I mean, they have pushed all the way up back to the door, right? Past the cart. I think they've really made a difference. Even, like, you wouldn't play this position without, like, the Mei and the Sim and some other heroes that can be used in a more stationary sense, but with the 76, right? The sight lines are really nice here for him, able to put down some damage at range, and then you have Glister being able to finish these kills off. It's possible.
All right, Minefield available for Hanbin here, but only 20 seconds are left. He's able to get to the high ground now. Where does he drop down? Going to be an amplification matrix and an immortality field thrown down by the Baptiste. And okay, a trade of kills. Sparkle's down, but Violet, the lion's share of healing, is missing now for the Shock. But Glister finds the finish on Fielder. Now, I mean, the Fielder running on fumes, and look at this out of nowhere. It's an RKO from Super. Huge charge.
Wow, I am stunned as, you know, a lot of these games have been really close between these two teams. I don't know how this one's going to turn out here, you know, for the Shock, but they have put themselves in a fantastic position to win here on Havana.
That is, I mean, even by Overwatch esports standards, this is extremely potent defense. Yeah, there's so much more of this map to see by night, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, this is the only time you'll get to witness it because well, the car doesn't need to be moved through much of the map by the Shock to guarantee their victory. So let us now peruse through this Distillery phase of the map.
Ready for battle. Attackers incoming.
All right, so Hanbin on the Diva. Sparkle Widow, that would be nice. Oh my God, I'd love to hear just how powerful her rifle sounds. The Widow's Kiss, of course. Maybe we'll see it later.
Yeah, it is. Speaking to some of the players that had a chance to go, they love the Widow sound of the sniper rifle. They like, like how I mentioned where the fire rockets really kind of put fear into you. Just hearing those bullets ring out from across the map is a frightening sight. As the Shock look to be running the Bastion here with a Mei, on the offense, and you can see Bastion's change in that primary fire.
Right, so it's like, it's a slower rate of fire, but much less spread. Look at this. You can, yeah, it's like single shot.
Yeah, no spread, I believe.
No spread, yep. Feels a little more impactful, I think, than sort of just spraying with a less potency, perhaps.
And if you can get an angle like this, right? It's a Mei wall there, almost put it right in front of him, but being able to move, obviously, still a little bit slower, but being able to move in sentry form, you get those off angles, you still do tons of damage.
Yeah, I used to say that playing Bastion was like playing the cello in a marching band, right? You have to keep setting up and moving and setting up again, but now you can do it on wheels. Glister, though, doesn't quite have the torque to get him out of Hanbin's purview, though.
Yeah, they didn't get the immortality field down, right in time, as Sparkle able to control some of the high ground. But you see, even with the Lucio, right, with how they're playing this composition for the Shock, it's been difficult for them to track down some of the members on the Dallas Fuel because they're playing so spread out, right? It's a composition that really wants to play on the individual strengths of heroes and one-on-one matchups.
There's no Fielder Zenyatta left now, and the field might want to be touching in just a moment. Doha moves up, EMP, bam.
That's massive.
Percent health damage, and of course that initial hack. That's nasty stuff. Sparkle going to capitalize here from the high ground, and Super cowers behind his shield. Sparkle deals with Tayo.
There's no way they come back and do this, right?
I mean, Sparkle has...
he's
not going to bite a kill right now. The attack visor, he's half HP. 100 HP, and there's a shield in his way. This gambit might not have paid off.
Shield's taking a ton of damage, though.
Moved back, the Immortality Field had to be used as a sound barrier, but Glister won't be around to benefit from it. The Transcendence looks much easier to see the area of effect of that ability, and it's enough to force the Shock back for now.
Yeah, now we're back to an even fight, right? Everybody at full strength. What are we getting close to here? You're getting close to the Glister, Pulse Bomb, and the Super Shatter, and it looks like they're going to take a different angle. Look, this is where D.Va is really beneficial, right? You can have, Hanbin play the cart, but also has the mobility to get away, and you have the sound barrier available.
Glister, it's a stick. He gets rid of the Soldier 76 and Jexa was very low. That is a game-winning play from the Tracer on the high ground. Self-destruct there, but there's no way Hanbin's going to get back in the mech. It's just Doha on his lonesome. And the San Francisco Shock get across the line. A short-lived stoush on Havana. And the Shock take it away. Thanks for joining us for this preview match from the Overwatch 2 playtest. You can catch more Overwatch 2 action, more from the best pros in the Overwatch League, and more from the two of us right here on the Play Overwatch YouTube channel. Stay tuned, and we'll see you then.
Whoa! Look up there! That's the command ship! Don't be afraid to use your grenade! Even Vishkar couldn't mess up my city this badly.
Incoming!
Oh, that's my favorite record shop! Damn it, they're wrecking the entire city!
Not if we can do anything about it. Echo, are you there? We're gonna need a ride.
I'm inbound to the beach. Meet you there.
Copy that. We're on our way.
Watch out for the obliterator on the balcony!
Celtics all over the plaza! Let's clear them out!
Displeasure! to destroy!
We need to take out that command ship before they tear the whole city apart. There's so many of them, and not just here. The whole world is under attack. How are we supposed to stop them all?
All we can do is fight. If we can beat them in Rio, then we can beat them anywhere. But we start here.
Wait! I like the sound of that.
Obliterator guns down! The beach is just ahead, but we should be careful. It's probably crawling with love vectors.
Peace, Reinhardt? All right, everyone. We're getting on that ship. Echo! Watch out! Would you rather fly? Probably! Stabilizers out! Hold on! We're landing! This is not the landing! End of the line. Everyone on the back.
We need to find the main reactor. Meg, any ideas?
There are concentrated energy readings coming from deeper inside the ship.
Then that's where we're going.
How do they deal with this little welcoming party?
Little? Watch for the charge!
Shoot the gun!
Be destroyed the obliterator! It's a plan of attack, but what is the ultimate goal?
Big, scary door. Nothing to worry about.
nothing to worry about.
Fresh off the assembly line!
Freeze!
Come out and face me! I will show you the life of Overwatch!
Skirmishers coming through the windows!
Skirmishers coming in! He's getting the gun!
More obliterators!
Officers coming in!
Oh, let's break it! Tag!
More! More!
Stay focused, Reinhardt!
But there's so many more robots!
While I admire your enthusiasm, we have bigger fish to fry.
Enough for now! May, betray!
The readings show that we're getting closer to the core. We should head up that ramp.
Much improved!
Just like you said, May. That looks like the reactor up ahead.
May, what would we do without you? Just doing my part. Power levels are off the charts. This is the place. Okay, if we can overload the reactor, it should be enough to take out the entire ship.
We'll need to clear them out first!
Look! The reactor core has opened up to vent the heat. We could try destabilizing it by hacking the system and rerouting the power.
Just shoot it! Something locked down the core. We can't get to it.
More orbiters coming our way!
Orbiters coming in! sound?
Now this is my kind of fight! Throwing a corrosive grenade! Come on down!
Oh, let's break it! Yeah!
Through the ship!
We need to get back to the hangar!
Echo! We need to get out of here before the ship blows! Don't worry! I'll pick you up on the shuttle! Who's worried? I'm bringing the shuttle in now. How do we get out of here?
Back the way we came! Let's hustle!
We have to jump through the window! I'm here! I'm at the hangar!
Welcome back to another recording of one of our Overwatch 2 playtests that occurred in Hawaii during the playoffs. Mitch Leslie here, joined by Matthew Morello, your regularly scheduled commentators. And again, we have the San Francisco Shock playing up against the Dallas Fuel, this time on the map of New York.
You're the only one outside of my grandmother who calls me Matthew. But
yeah, now everyone else will too.
Yeah, it's a you know, an old Italian woman New York thing, you know. And seeing New York created in Overwatch 2, it looks so good. I remember when we did the PvP live stream and we showed this one off, and we saw a little bit about it at BlizzCon Line. I could not wait to see, you know, players, you know, get a chance with this map, as you know, the art here just looks tremendous all the way through. They really kind of captured the essence of New York City and put it in a much more manageable space.
Yes, absolutely. Much of the vibrance still present here, and it's really fun just to see a lot of the little Easter eggs that have been dropped in here. So keep your eyes peeled for those. Now, let us not forget, this is a hybrid map, Matthew.
Yes, so the red team, which will be some of the players from the Dallas Fuel, it's actually all players from the Dallas Fuel, they'll be on offense. So they'll have to take the point then will unlock a payload, and it'll kind of work a lot like how, you know, with escort maps is Super, he's actually going to get DMAC'd really early, and that's going to allow Sparkle to take this high ground here through the train.
Yeah, this train cart forms a bit of an overpass on this map, and Sparkle was hoping to get some work done,
dude,
but you're dealing with the Stone Cold Killer Violet. He gets rid of both the enemy DPSs.
Yeah, the Shock messes around putting, you know, Violet on DPS during the season. They're not going to have to do that anymore, you know. Right there on the Batiste, right? He's got a Hanzo into 76 coming through that train, and he's able to just take them out, you know, with the help of that immortality field. Is Hanbin on the Reinhardt. You can see now they're actually trying to play more for this train, right? Try and get the Hanzo and the 76 up in here to do some damage.
To them, it seems preferable to playing inside the choke, and this is a different look for Super. He's actually playing the Diva. Not normally his selection in Overwatch 1, but he's still making it look pretty darn good. As so far, the Dallas Fuel are being denied this little train cart overpass. Now, maybe they'll think about walking under. We'll see. So far, though, it's a pretty brutal choke to get through.
You can hear Ash's gun, right, when she shoots from underneath the bridge. Just the sound's just so much more real. It feels like more of the impact.
It's more immersive,
yeah,
right?
It is. Super's going to be in a tough spot here. But the reason you're playing the D.Va on defense is you want to control this high ground, right? With potentially the defense matrix. This will be a Bob used by Glister, so this is going to buy the Shock some more time to stabilize. But D.Va, you're able to control some of this train car. And then also, if players get weak, you have the mobility to get up and finish them off.
Transitioning between the high and low ground quickly is pretty important. And look at this. Hanbin goes ahead of the amplification matrix thrown down by Fielder and eats up some of the oncoming damage. Drops down to the low ground. He's done a heck of a lot of work here. He'll be desuited, but the Dallas Fuel here, they've moved to the point. You can see that's denoted by that sort of that blue strip around it. And again, like any hybrid map, it's 3 ticks. And once they have them, they'll access a payload. Dragon Strike thrown in, I guess, the presumed direction of San Francisco coming out, but that's 4 players going to be hit with that EMP. You remember, initially they'll lose the use of their abilities, but it's the damage amplification for Sombra after the fact it's so deadly. Tyre's able to find 1 kill, but Sparkle turns around and eliminates him instantly. It looks like some stabilization here from the shot.
Yeah, it's that EMP now, right? It does percent health damage to players around, 40% of the current health, and then also it marks them, right? So the Sombra's able to get more damage down. Tayo, in a traditional game, right, Overwatch 1, where the hack takes the abilities offline forever, that's a nice kill there by Tayo to finish off Fielder. I know potentially the Soldier 76 up at the high ground would have not been able to use that tac visor to defend the team, but that time he was. It still wasn't enough to turn the fight, though.
No Fielder, and still the Fuel want to go forward here. Sound barrier from Jex is what sets them up, but there's going to be a Bob used defensively by Glister. Hanbin's Wrecking Ball, again, he still favors the mobility of that hero. And he's found Violet, who backs right up onto a mini health pack and is able to stay alive now, thanks to that, plus his own healing. He's hit with a pile driver, gets a Harmony Orb from his teammate, and that forces the immortality field of Violet, which is removed, and Fielder gets him at long range.
And you see Violet on the Batiste, even to protect himself pretty well. Is this going to be a backup? Oh no!
Perhaps the Shock is so taken in by the ambience, Matthew, that they just are not aware of what Doha's doing. Either way, look, we see it in Overwatch League. It's fitting that it occurs here. Payload's on the move.
Yes, the backup not paying attention, and Doha being sneaky. That's going to be an EMP as well, as FD God using the Valkyrie just trying to keep everybody alive, not going to be able to do so. Sombra's role now is much different than it was in Overwatch 1. Overwatch 1, she was really used for a lot of like scouting and information from the DPS perspective, right? And trying to set up other teammates to pick up the kills.
Focused.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where now her kit not changed completely, but just changed enough in tune to be more of like an assassin. How she was able to be.
Yeah, getting the extra damage on hacked targets, plus the EMP doing % health damage, which is huge against teams with tanks in that front line being affected by it. Doha there gets out after there's a hack on Super.
And something you notice just by kind of watching and observing the game thus far is that's a really nice pulse bomb there from Glister. I believe it actually even does some damage on Ejecta. The ultimates, right? In Overwatch 1, you play, and a lot of the team fights are just a lot decided by ultimates, right? Both teams just using 2-3 ultimates in a fight, and you always seem to have some up. Right now, with how Overwatch 2 looks here, and the current tuning here in this alpha, it's not there's more opportunity to make plays without ultimates, but then it also obviously makes the impact of when you use that ultimate stronger and more impactful.
Absolutely. I mean, gaining less ultimate charge while firing on tanks definitely is
and one less tank.
Dissuade people from doing that. Super. Gonna get a remake opportunity here, and quickly Sparkle had to get out. He was at risk of being hacked, and even for a split second not being able to recall would have been the difference between being alive, getting back to your team, and falling. 5 seconds remain in the round now, but the Fuel are on the cart, so we will have an overtime. EMP connects there. It's a nice one from Doha, and re-hack there on FD God to make it so there's no CC from the Brig, and the cart's getting close to the checkpoint.
Yeah, I mean, he is one of the best Sombras we have in the Overwatch League, so you fully expect him to be able to pick up the reworked version of Sombra and really start to master it early on. Nice pulse bomb eat there from Super. Let's see if they can finish it off. Yeah, nice sleep as well, so they're going to take out Sparkle.
Tayo here with the Hanzo. This next part of the map is a little bit twisty and turny, so having a Sonic arrow here just to scout out some of these movements in advance like that, very helpful now, as Tayo can be aware of exactly where Fielder was waiting. Perfect execution of that information.
Look around the room here, towards this last stage of the map. there are so many different ways you can attack this, right? You see the way that Hanbin's taking right now, you know, kind of attacking this high ground. There's even more verticality here in the back. It's so open, and I think that's something that they've talked about, you know, going into Overwatch 2, right? Is like, you know, more opportunity to flank, more opportunity to make plays. The maps kind of aid to that as well.
So the rally quote-unquote armor there is actually green health, as was the adaptive shield of Hanbin when he dropped in there on the wrecking ball. So, you know, all of those sort of decaying extra health effects have been sort of, you know, united under sort of just being green health in this case. Sound barrier, obviously, in much the same vein. Here's the Transcendence coming out from Fielder, and there's an EMP, so bam. Large amount of early percent damage done means Violet is extremely squishy, and Sparkle can play from a relatively safe distance here now, as we're going to be into yet another overtime with the Dallas Fuel still looking pretty comfortable, forcing the defenders back into their spawn behind Sparkle, the tip of the spear.
Yeah, no, the Sombra obviously can put down extra damage, but the hack also allows Sparkle to see players through the walls for a period of time, right? So he's able to track really nicely on the 76. They're going to have the Nano Boost Super to get to the payload just to stop it from going in.
And look, I mean, the Fuel respect this for the most part, but the Minefield has dropped down now, and Super's going to be de-suited as a result. And, well, the Tactical Visor hits that much harder when there is no mitigation in the form of Defense Matrix. Sparkle just deals death from the back line now, and that Dragon Strike might dissuade the Fuel to a degree, but Hanbin's so durable, he rolls straight on through of it. Those last few mines disappear, but the Dallas Fuel finish the map.
Well, so they don't have any time remaining, right? So we'll see when the Shock go on their offense what they decide to do. Maybe they play for that high ground just like Dallas did, but the goal line here for the Shock is to complete the map and get us into overtime. Now that's what they would need to do to extend this game.
Couple different looks there, of course, in terms of compositions, right? We started off with sort of the more dive-centric setup as both teams were playing the Diva, trying to control the, you know, the train cart overpass. Switched it up a little bit there, of course, as we're going to see some different tanks. The Hanzo came out. The Sombra was there as well. Again, definitely a feeling of, I don't know, greater lethality from your DPS here. And that might just be, you know, because there's one less tank to look at. They sound nastier, and they definitely hit hard.
I mean, also more lethality from the supports, right? You know, the game kind of kicked off with Violet being able to pick up both damage dealers, you know, from the Dallas Fuel while inside of the train car while he's playing the Batiste. So Batiste typically, you know, even in Overwatch 1, a more offensive-minded support, but still being able to kind of do damage, and I think, you know, be a force offensively from every position, I think is really important.
So again, as you can see up there, the map finished. 3 checkpoints for the Dallas Fuel. San Francisco, again, if you got to see our Dorado playtest, you might have seen some hijinks at the start of the round. We might have those once more here as the Shock are out of the gates here. Again, they have a Symmetra, but this is probably uncharted territory for them. So knowing how to get value out of the Symmetra is probably not all that clear to them off the rip.
2 very different comps, though, where the Shock, they're trying to set up these sim turrets and play around this Reinhardt in the Torbjorn. Does not look to be working out here as, you know, the Doha on the Echo able to get to the high ground. They get very difficult for the Shock to get anything going.
Uncharted territory for some, but Doha looks extremely at home on the Echo, as usual. I mean, Dallas are one of the teams that, you know, rotated both their DPS players through playing Echo at times. So, still have the Reinhardt from... Okay, Super switching to the Roadhog here.
They were able to make a play, right, through the initial choke and try and...
they made a TP play, right? Yeah. But they got burnt down by that Echo.
Yeah, but you know, they were able to get position inside of the store to the left, and maybe if they're able to live there a little bit longer, they'll get healed up. They would have been in a spot to make a play. Nice hook there from Super. And it's really Roadhog's strength is to be able to get these early picks.
I mean, Super in the 2020 Grand Finals run got some notoriety on that Roadhog as he was in vogue at the time. Very fitting to see him on it here. Pile driver attempt here. That knocks up FD God, but again, it's Doha with that focusing beam from the skies that's been a little bit of an issue. From the ground, though, let's just able to burn Jexa down. So no Resurrect available, and Doha chooses to copy Batiste. He respects Violet's damage potential and wants some of that for himself.
Look, Violet will challenge anybody, right? He hears the Matrix goes down, he drops his own. It's not going to work out for him. But look at this. They have not been able to deal with Fielder up on the high ground. That's going to be a sleep there on the Super, and he's getting an opportunity to hit a big biotic grenade.
Okay, he has to touch, though. There's no choice but to drop onto the point. Tayo, very low. Fielder's going to be able to finish him off on his own, and Super's in deep trouble. He can't take a breather in time. And yeah, the reinforcements came at just the right time, but Fielder's honor remains
a nutty play. I mean, he's able to stay up there, kind of heal his team as they're defending. You know, prevents the shock from actually taking the point, right? Very close, 96%. Gets a sleep onto the tank, drops down, biotic grenade. He's able to pick up a kill. I mean, that is a huge game-changing play from Urano there on the high ground.
Glister tries to go for a bit of a back cap, or at least tries to draw some attention. That pulse bomb goes awry. Now Super, again, he knows he doesn't give a lot of ult percent, but he can still get eliminated. He's able to do that though to Doha, and now he's looking for the Mercy. This is a one-man army right now. Straight onto the point. Bob used defensively, but he'll be picked up awful quick too.
And even though that big biotic grenade came through from Fielder again, they were able to just stay inside of the train car, get cover, wait for it to wear off, and that's when Super's able to go out and use his pick potential to open things up, and he's able to get 2 straight away. Glister is taking some damage, from another player in the distance, and you're able to get those 3 kills and unlock the payload.
Again, quite the vibrant payload now.
Look at some of the high ground they can play from on offense right away, right?
Yeah, look at how quickly they want to establish that, especially with a Soldier 76 here. Super doesn't really have much need for it. He wants to try and go forward here, but all of the fuel are really trying to hold very close together and get value out of Ash here. Tayo wants a good vantage point to make this tactical visor work, but he's being harassed by the Wrecking Ball. He'll go for it now.
Yeah, this is the attack visor here is the shot. They want to push this payload. Just like in Overwatch, a lot of the maps have these difficult chokes at times to get through. This looks like it's going to be one on New York, trying to get through this underpass. So they invest some ultimates. They get through the underpass with the cart. And now what do, though? They don't really have much outside of this Pulse Bomb and the Amp Matrix. They got to get good use of these ultimates.
And remember that the payload is very close to the checkpoint, right? It's just, a right turn at Albuquerque and they're there. Okay, wow, nice pile drive. That's ridiculous. 3 players hit by the pile driver and into the minefield immediately. Hanbin's going to be beaming after that one, but so is Doha. Still controlling that higher ground on the Echo, and Super... I don't know if he's trying to, do a Banksy impression here or try and save the round. He's got 1 minute and 10 seconds.
He's on the flank. He's on the sneak.
I mean, which one? Fielder? That's a pretty good target.
And he'll take anyone.
Hey, I mean, you get rid of the biotic grenade source. You don't find any more than that, though. The cart does push up a little bit,
but look at this.
Doha finds the kill on
Look at the position it forces them into. The Dallas Fuel now underneath in the underpass. They have to use a duplicate. They're not going to get anything for it, but man... Doha with some help of Sparkle finishes off Tayo pretty quick.
His duplicate was so short-lived, he's immediately knocked out of that. So he barely has any time to respond. Violet in mid-air is able to avoid the focusing beam, and Hanbin works him down. That cart, though, is still not moving. The fire truck still looms closely to this checkpoint, and we're under 30 seconds left. The Shock have to dig a little deeper.
And Dallas has this rally. They've done a great job of kind of conserving their ultimates and playing around them.
His rally.
Getting good use of them.
And that green health being doled out to anybody in the vicinity. Here an FD God can't quite escape. That is a very angry Brigitte. It's a power driver on the higher ground for Super, and it allows Fighter to secure the kill on Sparkle, but there's still 4 players up here for the Dallas Fuel, and they're not budging from the cart. Great whip shot there to knock the Wrecking Ball back, but Super's still able to trigger overtime.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, though, for the Shock, as Dallas really, dominating here on the defensive side of things. And, FD God, he'll jump on and get a touch. It just looked like it when it was about to be over.
Well, there it is. Overtime getting real close here. Tough to touch the cart with the Brigand. Violet won't be able to drop down. Our first competitive playtest of New York goes to the Dallas Fuel. Convincing win. Keep an eye out for the rest of our Overwatch 2.
We recently played the Overwatch 2 closed alpha, and today we're going to talk about whether or not it feels like the fully fledged sequel that Blizzard hopes it does, or whether or not it feels just kind of like Overwatch 1.5. I'm Lucy James, and I am joined today by Timur Hussein.
Hello.
And our very special guest, Stylosa. Hello.
Hello, hello. For people who don't know you, Stylosa.
Yes, okay, well, if you Google Stylosa, you'll probably see about 4,000 or maybe even 5,000 videos on Overwatch. I have made a lot of content on Overwatch over the years. That's me.
I was going to say.
One of the kings.
High praise, high praise.
No pressure. But the three of us, we were recently in the closed Overwatch 2 alpha, which is basically, we got to play it it was open for a good couple weeks. We all got a bunch of time in it. It was all the PvP, none of the PvE stuff. So the new maps, the new mode, the new hero was all there. And it was an interesting time. Let's start with kind of very, very broad, and we'll talk about everything kind of individually in a sec, but like, what are your broad impressions? Stalos, I'll go to you first.
So the game is faster. There's a lot more onus on individual performance now than there was in 6v6. It kind of plays it feels weird to begin with, because it's almost like a tank is disconnected from each team. And you're like, what's going on here? Like, why have I only got a ball as my tank or a roadhog? It feels really strange. But yeah, it's faster. As I said, there's more onus on skill. Even if you look at Sojourn, the new hero, her ultimate, when she overclocks a railgun, you have to land those shots. If you don't, then you suffer. And it's always been like a niggly point, this as with the Overwatch community, the balance between like heroes that have almost got like, how can I say this diplomatically, like I win buttons, or they're maybe lower skill level compared to heroes that require a lot more mechanical skill. So yeah, it's faster. That's the biggest takeaway from this. It's definitely faster, and it still feels like Overwatch, kind of. You've just got one less tank. So.
Yeah, and I mean, to that point about being more skill based, it also kind of, to me, it felt like there was more pressure on role selection, because you feel more pressured to be useful. And I'm really interested to see when this goes live and it goes wide, to see if there are going to still be those people who are like, well, screw you guys, I'm going to pick a hero that's going to be completely unhelpful, but I'm going to go and just get, try and get as many kills as possible. Tam, what were your impressions?
Yeah, I very, very similar. I feel like it felt very familiar, and the other part of it was, like Salos has said, it feels a lot more skill-based, and I don't know, it kind of felt like there was a lot more pressure because of it, which I think is going to be interesting, because I think Overwatch 2's success came from being able to appeal to a lot of people and being able to find a groove for you regardless of your skill level. Like, you could play a Mercy, or you could play another character that, for, again, using the similar terminology, has an I win button.
Which one's your favorite? Mine's Tracer. She's like, cheers, love, the cavalry's here.
You're one of those heroes, aren't you?
Before me, I see the future. Human. Machine.
You know there's more out there, don't you?
Even the best journeys end. But a new one is right around the corner.
Ever strike!
I am your queen! Let's take him to the Wasteland!
One punch is all I need.
Nice work, team. Keep it moving.
I cannot wait to push.
Draw.
Yippee-ki-yay! Boom, baby!
Check me out. Do something!
Get in there. It takes a team to tango.
Hello everyone, I am Zoe Schwind, and earlier this week the community was treated to some massive news regarding Overwatch 2. Of course, the biggest announcement by far was the news that Overwatch 2 will arrive on October the 4th as an always-on, always-evolving live service game that will be free to play for everyone. Now, if you're like me, you're eager to learn more, and that is why I'm here today at the Blizzard campus to better understand the decisions behind the announcements, find out what they mean for the players, and, with some luck, uncover a few new game details for you at home. And be sure to stay tuned for the world premiere of the new cinematic, The Wastelander, which was teased just a few days ago. Joining me are Overwatch game director Aaron Keller and production director Paul Hale. First, how are you two doing?
I'm doing great, excited.
Yes, me too. So excited to be talking about this.
And I'm so excited to have you both here. Now, there was a ton of news which dropped over the weekend, and the community has been buzzing. And I'm excited to be able to sit down with you two now to unpack all of this for everyone watching at home. Now, the biggest announcement had to be the news that Overwatch 2 is releasing on October 4th as a free-to-play live service. That's incredible, and that must be very, very exciting for you and your team.
Yeah, Overwatch 2, it's been a labor of love for our team. We're all dedicated to creating a game that our community will enjoy for years to come. We also want players to feel like there was always something new for them to play or experience in the game. These goals really led us down the path of developing Overwatch 2 as an always-on living game. One that continues to evolve and expand through seasonal content drops and keeps the game as fresh and fun to play long after it turns on. We're lucky to have such a passionate and creative set of players, and we know that they've been craving more ways to play the game they love so much. In recent years, we haven't done a good enough job at delivering that for our fans, and we feel their frustration. We took a hard look at our strategy for Overwatch 2 to make sure that we could deliver new heroes, new maps, modes, and more to the community on a frequent and consistent basis.
As an Overwatch fan, of course, that's music to my ears.
We know that's the community's top priority, and we feel like we have the right approach to be able to deliver that for them well into the future.
How are you and the team planning to deliver on that promise?
Well, the very first step is getting the game into everyone's hands, and that's going to happen on October 4th when we transition Overwatch 1 and invite every PC and console player to drop in and experience Overwatch 2's reimagined PvP experience. And that's just the beginning. Our plan is to deliver a steady drumbeat of new content every 9 weeks through free seasonal updates, ensuring that there's always something new to play, chase, unlock in Overwatch 2.
Well, that all sounds amazing, and it's so much of it too. And now, I am sure everyone at home wants to hear more details.
Of course, I'd be happy to share a look at the road ahead. Our journey is going to begin on October 4th, when Overwatch 2 releases free to play. This includes 3 new heroes, 6 new maps, a brand new mode, and more. The new heroes include Sojourn, Junker Queen, and a brand new support hero that we'll reveal in the months ahead. Our new maps will take players across the globe to iconic locations. Our new PvP mode, called Push, will challenge teams in new and exciting ways. Players will also be able to unlock new cosmetic items through the in-game store and Battle Pass, as well as complete weekly challenges and experience the start of Competitive Play 2.0. And of course, everyone will also be able to access the revamped heroes, PvP maps, and fan-favorite game modes from the first Overwatch game. Our next season will arrive in early December, where we will introduce a new tank hero along with a new map. We'll have more themed cosmetic items for players to earn and unlock, and an all-new Battle Pass, and also in the in-game store. And in 2023, we'll continue to release a new season every 9 weeks with either a new hero, new map, or new mode. Players will get the chance to earn more themed content, complete weekly challenges, access new battle passes, and more. There will always be something new to play. In 2023, we'll also begin releasing our new PvE experiences, which we're really excited about. We're really looking forward to being able to share more with the community as we get closer to releasing them.
I know we've seen more and more games shift towards that free-to-play model in recent years, and it really does seem like players have taken a liking to it, especially shooter fans. Did that have an impact on deciding to make Overwatch 2 go free-to-play?
Honestly, not really. For us, free-to-play games offer a lot of advantages. From the very start, Overwatch was designed to be a social experience. We have heroes of different roles, and they all rely on each other in order to accomplish their objectives in the game, so it requires a lot of teamwork. We also see that outside of our game, within our community, with fan art, cosplay, and the Overwatch League. We know our fans are having the most fun when they're playing with their friends or meeting new ones, and the move to free-to-play makes it easy for everyone to just drop in, play the game, join the community, whether they own Overwatch 1 or not. And with Overwatch 2 crossplay enabled, people can play together no matter what platform they prefer to play on. It's always been a game that stood for inclusivity and community. When they see the roster of heroes, we want them to feel like there's someone there that they can feel connected to. Because the Overwatch universe is and always will be a place for everyone. And we feel like we have an incredible opportunity with Overwatch 2 to really embrace it.
I can't wait for October when this incredible journey will begin for all of us. Now that we have a better understanding of what's to come, I'd love to dive a little deeper, starting with Overwatch 2's new approach to PvP. Can you maybe elaborate and explain a little more?
Sure. PvP has always been at the heart of the Overwatch experience, and we've made some tweaks to it over the years, but Overwatch 2 really gave us the opportunity to put the mode under a microscope. And we really wanted players to feel that they had more impact in a match. And we've made significant, fundamental changes that we just couldn't do in the current live game. This was a foundational shift that changed everything, heroes, maps, and more. So we had to reevaluate every aspect of PvP to ensure we got it right. We've been encouraged by player feedback from the first beta, and we will continue to make updates and improvements in the game.
Well, earlier today, I had a chance to sit down with a few additional members of the Overwatch team and hear more about all the work they're doing to redefine PvP in Overwatch 2. So let's take a look.
One of the things that gets us up in the morning, happy to work on Overwatch, it's first and foremost a really special game. The way we portray a bright future, everyone on the team is really proud of it.
We're bringing an all-new PvP experience. We're transforming from a 6v6 to a 5v5.
Changed a lot of how we design heroes and actually how we balance them as well. We had to go back and look at all the heroes and all the tanks especially and make sure that everyone fits and works really well in this new paradigm. This newfound importance on each individual player to feel like they can really make an impact on the game.
We're trying to obviously maintain the original character's identity and overall silhouette, colors, statements, but also kind of bring something a little bit new.
We can make balance adjustments really quick, as fast as our design team sees that there's an issue.
Jeff Goodman and the rest of the hero design team have been loving all the feedback coming in. They have tons of awesome ideas about how to change or adjust balance.
So heroes like Orisa got a major rework. We're looking at how many barriers are in place. You think about Overwatch, you think of these really protective shields. But we're looking at it from the perspective of, what if she didn't have that? What would that even look like? We're just always looking for great opportunities to change for the better.
I'm really excited about how we've refreshed all the maps.
I think we've done a lot of great changes, especially for PvP.
A lot of our old stuff just looks gorgeous now. We've done a lot with the art and with lighting and shadows and just made stuff pop a little bit more. We also added some options with like daytime, nighttime.
I think all of the Overwatch 2 maps are custom recorded in the actual place. We've hired a field recordist to actually go capture ambience of the real world location. We realize it's a subtle detail, but those are the things that really make these maps come to life.
We have done a pass playing all the old maps in 5v5 and adjusting things for that kind of setup, whether it's moving cover around just a little bit or tweaking a door.
In the beta, we're listening to feedback, so we're going to improve each map based on what the players have been singing.
We've been working on these for a little while now, and we're really excited about it.
We were really happy with the positive feedback once people were able to play it, and I think it was an important milestone for us to get it in players' hands.
Competitive play is a different thing to a lot of different people. And we really didn't think we were providing enough tools and measures to actually help players out if they did want to improve. We're reworking our scoreboard to provide more information to players as they're playing through the match. But then once they finish the match, we're actually going to provide an after-action report. So you can look at the report while you're in queue. You could actually go into your history section and look. We want to work towards providing you with information that will help you improve your game.
We've been getting feedback from a lot of different areas, from our community team, like streamers, influencers. We've also been getting a lot of feedback from Overwatch League players.
We do want to actually provide a bit of feeling of progression. So one of the other changes we're making alongside that is not making your skill rating quite so granular. Right now, it's a very hard number. Instead of a numeric skill rating, we're adding these skill tiers within the larger ones. If you see someone at a really high skill tier, you know that that person is not just that good of an Overwatch player, but they've earned it. One of the cool things about Overwatch 2 is it has this new push game mode and maps along with it. Push is a PvP game mode on several different new maps. We've been playing it in the beta, and we've actually been using it in Overwatch League as well.
And once we started playtesting it, it was kind of an instant hit.
There's a level, it has one path that goes all the way through it from one base to the other, and in the middle is TS1. And he's this lovable robot with a pair of barricades next to him. And the players are essentially fighting for control, and if they take control by taking out the other enemy team, TS1 will move a barricade towards the enemy base. To win, you either get that barricade all the way to the enemy base, or after a certain amount of time, did you move your barricade farther than the enemy team did? It's a very fair game mode. I think the maps are great. It provides for a lot of different locations where a lot of great fights can happen.
We've developed a lot of engine upgrades in the game, so this allows us to do faster iteration. This was a huge effort by our engine team to allow the art team to build faster, more detailed environments in a shorter amount of time. You will get to experience the game world. We wanted to feel much more immersive.
Overwatch 2 is a dream for audio features. It's everything we've ever really wanted to do. We really go into every little bit of detail, trying to find a way that every sound will cut through. When we started on Overwatch 1, we were really focused on the headphone mix. We thought for a PC-first kind of game, we realized that people listen to Overwatch in all types of different places. So now we support home theater, Dolby Atmos in the game. Now consoles offer all kinds of new things too, like 3D audio that we're supporting. There's new voice lines, new conversations between all of the favorite heroes, and we have so many, there'll be more that'll just come to the game over time. We've written 25,000 voice lines for Overwatch 2.
Going up!
So, tons of new features, and the reality is that Overwatch scales even beyond that, all the way up to giant sports arenas for our Overwatch finals.
Everything you like about Overwatch, you're gonna get that in Overwatch 2, but even more.
We're really listening to that feedback. A lot of it we felt like, man, we really think this is gonna be super fun. We just need people to be able to play it.
October 4th is really just the beginning.
I mean, just amazing work by the entire team, and I personally can't wait to finally get my hands on the full PvP experience when Overwatch 2 goes live this October. And October is just the start. As Paul mentioned earlier, Overwatch 2 will continue to evolve and grow over time. But what does that mean for us, the players? Well, I went behind the scenes to talk with the team working on new seasonal content and find out more. So let's take a closer look at what players can expect when Overwatch 2 expands post-launch.
We're really excited because people will just be able to just fully immerse yourself in the maps and the storylines and the heroes.
With the new seasonal model, we'll be able to drop a ton of content in very frequently as we're updating the game through these big seasonal drops. We're looking at releasing heroes every other season, and then a map in between those. And on top of that, we're looking at dropping a ton of content involving skins and other great goodies for players to get their hands on for each seasonal drop.
We have so much that we want to do in Overwatch to develop this game because we think it's the next step for us. We think there is so much more we could bring.
I'm really happy moving to our new seasonal-based schedule, making this really huge commitment to regular updates. It's exciting at the same time because I know what this team can do.
We really want players to be able to anticipate when things are going to enter the game.
With all the new content and events coming in, it's even more important to just make sure that everybody knows what's coming.
And along with the free-to-play change, we're doing away with loot boxes entirely. We have a new battle pass model coming in, and we have a store as well. So players will have a lot more control about how they interact with the game and how they acquire new content.
We've been working on so many things over the past couple of years. I'm most excited for folks to see some of the new heroes that we've been kind of cooking up.
It's a bunch of different reasons why we choose to make a hero. We're trying to follow the narrative, pick the hero that makes sense. Or do we need to create a hero that answers this meta, counters a certain strategy that's too strong in the game?
We've got 2 more supports and another tank in just the first couple of seasons. And we're still working on new characters for a year and a half down the line as well. There's characters that folks have already seen glimpses of in the story, and there's also characters that you've never seen before, never heard about.
We were looking at making sure the new heroes fit within this new, very fast-paced paradigm and less shields and crowd control. You can see a lot of that reflected in team play moments, but with a much faster-paced vibe.
We want to push the sci-fi, the futuristic feeling of maps. There's a touch of sci-fi everywhere you look. So this is something that was a little bit more subtle in Overwatch 1. We really want players to feel that the world takes place in not so distant future.
Coming up next is Rio.
Rio, new PvP map. Pretty sure everybody's gonna love that one as well.
It's a great map. It's close to the team. Many people on the team are from Brazil, so it was kind of fun to inject the culture, the colors, the vibe into this map. There's a map that takes place in Portugal. This map is pretty close to the team because our lead environment artist, he's from Portugal. People from the location should really get a sense that we've done a ton of research, and we were very inspired, and I think we captured it pretty beautifully in the game. It is a push map, one of the newest game modes, and we tried some pretty interesting layouts for this one, so we hope the players like it. We definitely want the game to feel like a globe-trotting adventure.
There's new types of content from what you're used to in Overwatch 1. We have charms, we have banners.
The current mythic skin that's in the works that I worked on actually is for Genji. He's got this kind of cyberpunk Japanese demonic theme. Mythic skins are meant to be this next tier of skins above legendary. We want players to be able to go in there and pick and choose certain pieces meant to be this extra awesome legendary skin that you can customize. We're concurrently developing quite a few mythic skins. They're going to be released over the seasons.
All this amazing stuff, all of the amazing skins.
For weapon charms, really what we're looking for there is just for the players to be able to express themselves and dress their character up. One of our core tenets on Overwatch visually is to focus a lot on the first-person view. We want you to be able to see it and enjoy it while you're playing the game.
One thing that was really important to us was to make sure that players, if they earn anything in the game anywhere, that they're able to use it everywhere. So if you earn something on console or on PC or on Overwatch 1, you can always use it in anywhere in Overwatch 2 as well. And with each new season, there'll be a ton of new content and a new battle pass as well. These seasonal updates will allow us to be constantly infusing the game with new content, new heroes, new maps. So the game is going to feel fresh just all the time.
There's always going to be something for you to do or to work towards. There's never going to be a point where you're like, gosh, I don't have anything to do.
Being able to provide players with new heroes every so often, new maps.
It is going to be a growing and evolving game. There's so much for us to explore as we move forward.
Get ready. It's going to be really exciting, really fun. With both PvP and PvE, there's going to be really great content for you to immerse yourself in and continue to play over and over again with your friends.
We can't wait for October 4th. We're just excited to be back.
I mean, it's so great to see how much thought and care your team is pouring into really elevating the game through post-launch season. So you mentioned that PvE is coming in 2023. Now, can you tell us how the development is going and why the team is committed to bringing these type of experiences into Overwatch?
We're all so invested in the world of Overwatch and the heroes that live in it. And through the years, we've developed cinematics, animated shorts, and graphic novels for our players who just want to get deeper into the lore. With PvE, we have an opportunity to go a step further, to go deeper into diverse storytelling in ways that we really just haven't been able to before. So we are planning to expand the Overwatch universe through these seasons that we just described, and we will start delivering this PvE gameplay in 2023.
PvE will be delivered through the live service, and that means we'll be able to deliver and tell more Overwatch stories and create more opportunities to experience our heroes. Here's a sneak peek at what we're working on.
The team's goal for PvE in Overwatch 2 is to basically move the overall story of Overwatch forward. We've told a lot of short stories along the way. There are a lot of to be continues. It's time for us to answer those questions, close off some of those stories, ask new questions. So the new game will definitely move the overall canon of the lore of Overwatch forward.
Get those doors open!
For the PvP live service, for certain seasons, you're also going to get some PvE maps. You'll be fighting Null Sector in at least some of the maps. They've come back and they're mad, so it's Overwatch's job to take them out. There's going to be content for you to immerse yourself in and continue to play over and over again.
A lot of the older guys from the original Overwatch team, they're coming back, but they need help with some of the younger generation like Brigitte and Lucio. So we're going to tell the story of how Overwatch basically gets back together. Another thing we want to do with the story is to showcase more of where the characters are from. For example, Torbjorn is from Gothenburg. Players will get a chance to see what Torbjorn's factory looks like.
You can play PvE with your friends and immerse yourself in the world and stay inside of it a little bit longer.
Wow, this is incredible. It's so great to get that first sneak peek, so thank you so much for sharing that. Before I let you run off, is there anything you would like to say to the community watching?
Yeah, we are so excited for today, and we're so excited for you all to be able to see everything that we want to show you. And we really cannot wait for October 4th when we're all playing this game together.
Neither can I. Now, we'll also take a deeper look at a brand new hero. That's right, Jungle Queen, who will be playable for the first time during the beta later this month already. Now, before we do that though, we thought we'd take a look at Jungle Queen's origin story to get to know the next great Overwatch character a little better. Paul, Aaron, we appreciate you spending some time with us today. Best of luck to you and of course your entire team as you gear up for that launch. Let's take a look.
1, 2, 3, 4! She took the losses, born from the sand, rise above the station and brought to command. Her bears and in the outback, she fought through a vine, hunts the barrel on the X and wrecks him like a crime. This is the legend of the Jungle Queen. Watch your back, she's a hurt machine. Fought the world since 17. She put it down with kerosene. She went on a journey to break the curse of the 5 metal demons of the betting land. They thought they were bad, found out she was worse. She left them to rust beneath the skin. This is the legend of the Jungle Queen. Watch your back, she's a hurt machine. Fought the world since 17. She put it down with kerosene.
Well, I know sacrifice and I know pain. On Mixed Mutants Raiders, many I'd slay. Junkertown is my domain, and when I'm done, none of this will remain. There will be a reckoning!
Wow, just wow, what an unbelievable new hero, and we will dive deeper into Jungle Queen. But first, I wanted to introduce art director Dion Rogers and a few new faces to the show. We have narrative designer Miranda Moyer and cinematic director Ben Dye. Thank you guys so much for joining, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Happy to be here.
I'm really excited to share this. It takes an army to create a game.
I mean, the effort is clearly paying off. That short was just so much fun to watch. Now, it's been such an exciting week for everyone watching, but I'm sure for you three as well. Players have learned that the next beta is coming on June 28th. Can you tell me a little bit more about what we can expect to see in this beta?
The biggest thing is open to console players this time. We're gonna add a new map, Rio. Junker Queen will be playable finally. So this should be pretty fun.
I mean, I personally can't wait to get my hands on Junker Queen, and you're representing her right there with the cool shirt as well. What a great segue. So let's talk more about the newest Overwatch hero.
I think it's super exciting. I know everybody has been really anticipating this character for a long time. She's been super prominent in our lore ever since the Junkertown map came out, and I think people have really been looking forward to finally getting to experience everything that she has to offer.
What makes Junker Queen so unique, and why do you think the Overwatch players will love her?
So Junker Queen is interesting. Usually when we start a character, we do a bunch of drawings and we have a little story. But she was kind of born out of the Junkertown map. We started to create this map that was associated with Roadhog and Junkrat. This narrative started to appear where they've been kicked out of the city. And so we're like, who kicked them out? And we're like, well, maybe there's some sort of leader. So we had the kind of Junkertown decree that you can see in the level. And then over time, it kind of developed that it was a queen.
During the short, we're actually developing her personality. She's full of attitude. You know, that's what we love about her is she's really, really strong. So she's very recognizable. And obviously the lore behind her is very interesting. So some of that potentially can bounce off what the game design would be.
It's great to hear that it's just such a collaboration with the Overwatch team.
Yeah, this is the fun part about working together.
The Overwatch universe, it's filled with memorable heroes. And as you said yourself, Ben, it does take a village of dedicated developers to really bring each one of those to life, but in a meaningful way. So let's take a deeper look at the making of Junker Queen.
When we started on Junker Queen, first we have to decide what kind of role she's going to take. So she's a tank. She's a really aggressive tank. You know, we didn't want her to be kind of a Reinhardt style, stay back and guard her team. She's got this very ferocious nature, and we wanted for that to be represented in her gameplay as well.
Personally, what I'm most excited about Junker Queen is just her big axe, you know, just to be able to swing that thing around is awesome.
It's always great to have some sort of anchor point to make sure we really incorporate this axe into her abilities. Her secondary we call Jagged Blade. If you do your quick melee attack, she will kind of swing with the blade instead of a normal punch. It does a little bit of extra damage and creates a wound on the enemy. So she can throw the blade as her secondary fire, and it's really a great sort of skill shot to be able to land on an enemy, especially like a moving enemy if you can land it. And after you throw it, she'll recall it, and the force of recalling it, if it's stuck into somebody, will actually pull them forward. So she can actually kind of pull people to herself if you can manage to stick that blade into somebody. For Junker Queen's ultimate, we have an ability called Rampage. She creates this kind of whirlwind of magnetized metal, including her weapons, and it whirls around her, and then she dashes forward, and you try to go through as many enemies as possible and tag them all up. That also wounds everybody, which is really important because it's very easy to hit with this large area effect, so it heals you for a lot, but also it creates a debuff on the enemies that reduces the healing that they receive to 0.
Our sound designer has done an incredible job with her. She's full of snarky fun to the way she plays. So all throughout her kit, there's little guitar sounds actually hidden. So if you listen to her axe, she pulls it out and there's a big screech on the guitar strings and she pulls it forward. We have a wonderful actor named Leah who we found after a huge global search trying to find the right voice for her.
Here I am.
It's really amazing when the right actor matches the character and the personality. You feel this sort of magic that comes out of it.
I think players are gonna love her. She's scary, she's awesome.
She's a departure from any other hero that we have here.
You know, this is just a straightforward badass character.
She's just been so much fun to work on, and I'm just so glad to get her in people's hands finally.
The Queen of Junkertown has arrived. So how does the Junker Queen fit into the overall world of Overwatch?
I think Junker Queen's pretty interesting because there have been previous rulers of Junkertown. Junker Queen was not always the queen. And the old rulers of Junkertown have always been kind of content to just, you know, lord over the city. But Junker Queen, she has a very big axe and big ideas to go along with it.
What did you aim to achieve when developing Junker Queen?
We want to tell deeper stories for our heroes, have heroes that are connected to the world of the game. Big thing for Overwatch 2 is to move the lore of Overwatch along, so these type of heroes help that.
What are her abilities, and how do those abilities actually make her successful in the role she's in?
What's pretty awesome about this hero, she was developed when 5v5 from the start. She was never a part of the 6v6 world of Overwatch. Knowing she's the only tank on the team, what abilities that will help bolster the team. She has this commanding shout. It boosts the speed and armor of the heroes around her. So especially you need to push through a choke. She does the shout, all the players hear it, they move forward. She has a bunch of weapons, you know. I think she named one of her weapons, right?
Yeah, her knife that she throws and pulls back is named Gracie.
Yes, right. A lot of her abilities kind of drain on the heroes and gives her health back.
Her ultimate, basically, it shoots you forward and you do this whirlwind with her axe that it does like a big anti-nade on everybody around you. So she's very aggressive and people are going to have a ton of fun playing it.
Are there any particular maps you feel that Jungle Queen plays really well on?
Getting close is where she's pretty dangerous, so maps that have a nice flank routes allow her to get in closer to the enemy and then start to do what she does best is reckoning.
So another big piece of news over the weekend that got the Overwatch community just buzzing with excitement was, of course, the tease of your new cinematic trailer, The Wastelander, which we're going to premiere here in just a few moments. But before we do, Ben, can you tell us a little bit more about it?
I remember in the very beginning of our story room jam sections, there's talk about what type of story we want to tell, right? Should we include Junkrat? Should we include Roadhog? But ultimately, I think we wanted to focus on our main character. It's a character reveal. It's potentially a sort of a revenge origin story, you know, actually give a little bit more lore into Junkertown, how she become the queen, how was that society being governed, you know, prior to she become the queen.
Well, you and the team, you guys pour so much love and time into these cinematics and into these heroes, and it really shines through. I want to thank all three of you for taking the time to sit down with me today and sharing all of this amazing information.
Yes, thank
you. I know the fans at home are on the edges of their seats, so am I, waiting to see it. So let's take a look at the world premiere of the Overwatch 2's new cinematic, The Wastelander, featuring the latest hero, Jungle Queen.
Take them out with the rest of the garbage. Let the wasteland deal with them. Get out of my city!
What? I'm not allowed to have a bad dream? No Wastelander has ever made it to the reckoning before. But here I am. A free-for-all with zero rules. And the survivor gets the throne.
Welcome back, Junkertown.
King Howell has never lost, not in 13 years of rule.
On the battlefield.
Not until today.
The reckoning begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Did you really think this would be a fair fight? You don't survive the reckoning unless the winner grants you mercy. That's why I've got to win this whole thing. All right, let's get this started. Scavengers like you ain't so bad. You know how to fight dirty. I want scabs like him on my side when I'm queen. Speaking of, come on, big boy. G'day, Mary. What are you smiling about? If you're smart enough to run the Tinkers, why are you working for this strong guy? Ha! Like you'd be any better. At least I wouldn't shoot my friends in the back.
Wastelander scum! Why won't you just die?
Because we're stronger than you. You haven't had a real fight. In 13 years, we had them every bloody day!
I am the king! I own everyone here!
Not in this arena. What the? This meathead has a bigger magnet? Figures. Go! That could have gone better.
You idiot! I'll kill you for that!
No. Not today.
Mercy.
I'll give you the same mercy you showed my family 13 years ago. Get out of my city.
Junker Queen!
Well, that turned out all right, didn't it? But now they're probably wondering what sort of changes I'll make around here. Well, buckler, they're about to find out.
This is the legend of the Junker Queen! Watch your back, she's a hurt machine! Walk the world since 17! She better down with kerosene!
Well, that about wraps things up for today here at Blizzard. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, and make sure to follow Play Overwatch on social for all the latest news and announcements about Overwatch 2. And I can't wait to see you all in game.
Which one's your favorite? Mine's Tracer. She's like, cheers, love, the cavalry's here.
You're one of those heroes, aren't you?
Before me, I see the future. Human. Machine. You know there's more out there, don't you?
Even the best journeys end. But a new one is right around the corner.
Emma Strike!
I am your queen! Let's take him to the Wasteland!
One punch is all I need.
Nice work, team. Keep it moving.
I cannot wait to push. Draw. Yippee-ki-yay! Boom, baby!
Check me out.
Do something!
Get in there.
It takes a team to tango.